Hello, hello. Happy Sunday evening, Lawler National Area. I'm so excited. It's Sunday evening, which usually I cherish my Sundays, but the first Sunday of the month, I think it's really important that we rally together and hear some great news together. So I know we start at 8 o'clock, and so it's 7:59. So I wanted to be on here early and be ready, and we'll start right at 8 o'clock. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're joining me. Thank you. Woohoo! Oh my gosh, I have so much to share. So excited. And then I'm watching my stuff to try to read here. Yay. All right, it's 8 o'clock. I hope you are checking in. What is this? Hope you're checking in, jumping on, being a part of it. Welcome, 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 Lawler National Area and friends, consultants, directors, adoptees, all of us welcome as we just kind of power up for a few minutes the first Sunday of the month to make sure November's great. So it's exciting. It is November 5th today, and I know from our Facebook Lives and our Boxers, you've heard already all what we're focusing on, what we're doing. So I want to just congratulate you. So first of all, it is Sunday evening. As many of you know, I spent the weekend in Colorado Springs and Denver, and congratulations to our Lawler National Area women, Sales Director Deb Martin, consultants from the Denise Peterson and Deb Martin units that were out there. And of course, I was invited to teach and just share at a Denver director meeting. And so I just committed that time because guess what, you guys, we need more national sales directors, and so many just have Go Give. And so I committed to that, and it was an amazing, amazing weekend. And thank you all for being there, the ones that dressed up and showed up, and thank you all for all the gifts. I'm like, oh my gosh, I came home with crazy chocolate and toffee and gifts and sparkle and fun, beautiful flowers. Oh my gosh, it was over the top, whatever. And so here we are. So first of all, I'm going to make this brief and exciting and powerful, hopefully, because I just want to congratulate all of you. I want to thank you for the Lawler Area Pride. Oh my gosh, you guys rocked it in October. When we say rock October, you did it. And you know, you all know my prayer is the verse that I can't even remember where it's from, but that God is able to do immeasurably more than we could ask or imagine. And that in my miracle morning, in my prayer always is that, and I'm asking for more than I can ask for or imagine, because God is able. And as you know, I was traveling at the end of the month where things were wrapping up and on hold. I couldn't even be a part of it, and you all rocked. So thank you, because remember, every order in December counted double towards our Gold Circle goal. So thank you, because I know some of you stretched to do a little bit more because you heard it counted double. Some of you finished your bracelet, your courage bracelet, because number one, you wanted to achieve it, but it mattered for a national area. Some of you wanted to add one more team member. You were working hard for your unit and yourself to maybe go with that 8 and N and DIQ. And we didn't have new DIQs, but we'll have them as of December 1st. So thank you for working till the end of the month, and welcome November, right? And before I forget, I do have the beautiful Cell bracelet with a beautiful little dollar, sparkly and stone. It's gorgeous, isn't it? But the most important thing is these are just gifts to just remind you that you matter. You're making a difference in your Mary Kay career. And these bracelets every single month are important. They make a difference. So go after your bracelet in November. So I have bunches of notes here that I want to share with you. And first of all, again, going for gold. You know, you see my gold circle. This is our Gold Circle bracelet. It was fun to present this to Amanda Engel, our newest sales director. We have 2 DIQs, Nadine Jameson, resubmitting, going after it strong to wrap it up hopefully in November, December for sure. Whatever you choose, Nadine and her team. Julian Matthews, congratulations, wrapping up month 1, entering November as month 2 as a DIQ. But in our vision, in our passion, as you've heard, we have a 3-part challenge that we're going for the next 90 days, November, December, January. The first portion of that is 300 new bookings. Woo! You guys are crazy booking. I love it. You're all over Facebook. You're all over Dreamers and Do It Now, Vox or whatever. So make sure you've turned into your directors, because technically today's the 5th. So we'd be done by today. But I had told your directors, since it was the first launch of this, and since some of you may only hear about it tonight, maybe you're missing some of the Voxer or whatever. And if you aren't on Voxer and you aren't in our Dreamers and Do It Now Facebook group, make sure you reach out to us or your director so we get you added in. If you're really committed to moving on up, doing the perfect 6 or more, and want to move on up to red jacket, team leader, sales director, and you're willing to hold at least 6 parties or more, 30 faces or more, 6 sharing appointments, 600 wholesale. If that's you, make sure you're in our next level leadership Facebook group, okay? So we want you a part of that, so you hear it and you're part of it. But in case you missed it, or in case you missed, we're letting our bookings go through to tomorrow, which is Monday, because I know right now tonight, it's 8 p.m. Central. Sometimes some of you are Eastern, it's 9 p.m. It's too late to call people. Some of you can Facebook or whatever. But you do, and we're giving that extra day, but get all your bookings turned into your director, because they're going to turn them into me by late tomorrow night or early Tuesday morning. And that's all. So here's the deal. We took this idea, which many of you know, but I'll just recap, from Julia Burnett after attending an amazing, amazing, amazing fall retreat and time with Julia, who is, as we speak right now, on a mission trip in India to reach out to women, young women, high school girls, basically, to give them hope and a dream for a future. And I know I've shared this, on our sharing before, but those women in that caste system, they have no hope. You guys, we have hope. We're in America. You can, pray and go to work. You can dress up and show up. You can work for someone else, or you can work for for yourself, but you can do something different. In many of these other countries, that's not the reality. And so she's there as part of her church team. And I just pray over her each day, and you might say some prayers too, for the influence for those women, that with some education, some hope and belief, they can move out of that poverty level caste system into the next level to whatever their life and their dream is. So here we are, as Julia said, she figured out that in her national area with her spreadsheet, to go for inner circle was 600 bookings by the 5th. And so we took that with our numbers and our goal, and 300 bookings. To be honest with you, I'm thinking maybe more, but this is the number we took. So 300 plus bookings by the 5th of the month. Now, we are not, as a national area, you will not hear from me checking bookings as you go, but your director probably will. Because guess what? Every single week, it's your bookings. When you're out of bookings, you're out of business. And there's so many new, exciting ways to do bookings. And just as a reminder, a booking counts a facial, a double facial, a party, or beauty experience, as we are now focusing on, or it could even be an on-the-go appointment, as long as it's an appointment to meet with, try products, and sell for the gal. So these are selling appointments. This isn't interview appointments. It isn't other things. This is selling appointments. And of course, from that, we're hoping lots of sharing appointments, interviews, and new team members come. But 300 or more selling appointments. 72 new. So you guys, I just want to applaud you, because last month, in the month of October, our national area added 43 new women to our area. Now 24 is a unit, so that was close to 2 brand new units of women added into our national area. And a big part of that was all of you that are working to go into DIQ, that 8 and in special offer that our company is offering right now. And you guys, it is so smart, because you'll find those women at your parties and facials. Don't, especially now that it's old news, so to say. It kicked off like in the middle of the month. We're ready to go, but now we're in November. So you know the rule, you know the game, and your best people are going to come from parties, classes, facials, beauty experiences, where they try the product, they meet you, they connect with you, you listen to them, you ask questions, you find out what their wants, needs, desires, values are, and is Mary Kay a match for them? And they may start to experience it and try it. What about for Christmas, extra, Christmas money? They don't know what Mary Kay has to offer. We always used to say, you get in Mary Kay, and at some point, Mary Kay gets in you. And for some people, that's instant. It's like at the same time. They get in Mary Kay's in them, boom. For others, they get in Mary Kay and they sign up, they get the starter kit, and it takes a while for their system and their belief system for Mary Kay philosophy, values, culture to really get into them. And so we're all different. But that's what we're working for. So 43 new, you guys, congratulations. We're excited. Our goal is 72 new. The 72, why? Because that's 3 new units. 24 more is a unit coming into our national area every single month. And what we're doing is building units, building unit sizes, building new car levels, building new units, so that we have several national areas coming out of our national area before I retire in a few years. You guys, this is the most exciting time of our career. And the third aspect of it is the DIQ position. So currently we have our DIQs, Nadine, Jameson from the Denise Peterson unit. We have Jerlene Matthews from the Roswell KK unit. And we have several of you that were working hard to get your 8 active and in that came up close or short or whatever. So we're going for it right now. And we'll submit December 1st. And you guys, December is such an exciting month. You know, don't let December and holiday and excuses scare you, because we were in NIQ. That's national in qualification. They don't even have that anymore, so relax. But I'm telling you, when we were in NIQ in December, oh, I remember. And I sat down with my family and I said, this is the deal. Christmas is December 25th. Christmas Eve is December 24th. And we planned around it and what we're going to do. And yet I was full speed ahead working. And yet I carved out some time. And I have to tell you, it was one of the most memorable. I don't have time to even share with you, but the stuff that we did and the experience, and even the experience of Christmas, it was one of the most special months ever in the month of December, because we planned it. We went for it. You guys, when you're in a goal that's bigger than you are as the mom, the wife, the kind of the leader of the household, I know, you know, I always remember Lisa Manson saying, the man, she's a strong Christian, the man is the head of the household, but the woman is the neck that controls the head. And don't we control the environment of our homes? We really do. And when stuff is working for mama, stuff is working for the family. When everything's wrong with mama, no one's happy, right? And so, I mean, that's an exciting time. So don't be afraid to go all out in this November and submit for DIQ or whatever you're going for in December. It will be exciting. And you will have your director and myself running alongside you. So we are excited. So we have a very clear 3-part focus for the next 90 days, November, December, January. 300 plus bookings in from the 1st through the 5th of the month, reported into your director by the 5th, probably whatever she says, 9 or 10 p.m. to that night, because she can report those to me late on the 5th or early the 6th. The exception being right now, since it's new kickoff, you have Monday, you have tomorrow, because if you're going, what? How did I miss the memo? I just heard about this. Guess what? You can get on the phone or get out on your Facebook or however you do and book like crazy by tomorrow. Get it to your director and have them turn it to me. And we will report live how many bookings we had. And I will be really disappointed if we don't have 300 plus, because I know many of you are going out there. And if you haven't already, you can do it. All right. So what are some exciting things? First of all, as I look for at October, and because I was traveling over the weekend, I got home late last night. I didn't have a chance to like pull up every other month, but I will say we rocked October way over September. It's one of our highest months in the last several months. We had a lot come through. A lot of you pushed hard, and I just want to just say I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for you. So congratulations. I mentioned our clear goal, and I want to just talk about a few things as we come up. So what's exciting for the month of November? Well, first of all, of course, you see all the new products, beautiful new lipsticks, and of course, this amazing new biocellulose mask. So I have, of course, as nationals, we got it early. We've used it. It's incredible. It's amazing. Okay. I know Denise Peterson's put out there that if her gals book 10, they get one of these masks. And so there's ways that you could earn this, but here's the deal. As of the 10th, if you did PCP or were a star, or otherwise the 15th, you can order these masks. And these are incredible. These are for amazing women that love the spa experience, and they can use it at home. And of course, you've seen videos all over, but if you haven't, I want to challenge you to watch Leah Carta's, which I did forward it, but she has a great instructional video on how to use it, how to sell it, some research she's done on it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And this does feel amazing. You know, we've talked in the past, like, don't use a peel-off mask. This is not a peel-off mask. Even though you put it on eventually and you peel it off, it's surrounded by this moisturizing stuff. So it's not like it sticks to your face and you're pulling off cells. You still, when you pull it off, it's like, oh my gosh, you just have layers of this product with amazing ingredients from Korea that are making your skin just the most resilient, beautiful, soft thing. I just love this as well. And so we're going to be running with this. This is an amazing new product. And even our new gel matte and shine lipsticks and the new products, that's all new. So that's fun. It's also the holiday season. So this is the time we're doing all our open houses and special offers. I know our local area is doing their open house at our studio for 3 days this week. I just came from Colorado. They're doing theirs, open house at their studio. for 3 days coming up this week. But there's also that follow-up, because you guys, everyone's shopping and in the buying mode in November, December, even for people we don't like, right? We have to buy things for people, and we coach them present ready. You know, when someone stops by and brings you a gift or whatever, that you have a few hand creams wrapped, or body lotions, or mint bliss, or something fun that anyone would enjoy. And you might have a couple, one at the $10 range, one at more the $25, $30 range, like a Satin Hands gift set, so that you have them. And men, oh my gosh, men are a huge, you know, resource, because they're all like, oh my gosh, I got to buy these gifts, and you know, to present their wife with something beautiful. And remember, you can put your gift card. So it's not my goal to spend time on those selling ideas, because your directors are way more advanced than I am at that part of it. But just know that it's at your fingertips. If you're not working it, it's because you're choosing not to, and you're leaving a lot of cash on the table. The second thing that I want to talk to you, and I'm going to share with you some nuggets. But so number one, you have the video by Leah Carta on a new biocellulose mask. You want to make sure you watch it. You might want to make sure you get it. We passed it out, but we can get it out further. So if you have it, that's one of your homework assignments. The second one is the beauty experience. So through our pace setters that we did, you know, we heard from Karis, who is Heidi Galzer, National Sales Director's daughter, taught about that on our pace setter. Secondly, if you're a fall or retreat, she taught in the consultant class, the booking section, on the beauty experience, and just shifting slightly the verbiage, the words. You guys, words can bring life or kill life. Your words to each other, if they're encouraging, you know, in the Bible, even it talks about words, and words should be like silver boxes. It should be like a gift to someone. Well, the same thing, our words from party versus beauty experience, things like customized, upgrade, bronze package, silver package, gold package, platinum package, things that are in our marketplace, the beauty experience, using some real washcloths, taking some time to really make our party experience more of a beauty experience. And it's a few shifts in words and just the feeling of really pampering that woman. And so what I found was, after we were already enrolled in this with Karis and all the things, then I saw this video, and lo and behold, it was initiated by none other than Senior National Julia Burnett, but her trip driving directors, a couple directors, sharing really great tips on how we're kind of refining that beauty experience. And so if you haven't seen that video, again, reach out. We've posted it, and I have to find ways to forward it and whatever. But it's such a great training on the beauty experience. And I feel like you could fill your books amazingly with beauty experience. The third really great training and video that I'm challenging you all, I sent it to all my directors and I sent it to some specific people, is an interview between Stephen Furtick, who is the pastor at Elevation Church, which is actually in Charlotte, North Carolina, and T.D. Jakes, who's this husky, kind of Southern, but he's a black guy and he's just got this gruff voice. But he's a bishop, pastor, film producer, writer, top author, philanthropist. He's like an amazing guy. And they did an interview about his brand new book called SOAR. So I'm going to order that book, but if you're already in a book, whatever, SOAR. And SOAR is a book for entrepreneurs and leadership. So the subtitle has something about entrepreneurial leadership. And in this interview, Stephen asked him, okay, I went on Amazon, I Googled entrepreneur, and I got 56,000 or something takes. Then I went on Amazon, I plugged in leadership, and there was 257,000, books on this stuff. So what inspired you? Like, what did you feel like you had needed a voice to say on these two topics? And without a second, T.D. Jakes said timing. Timing. He said, for everybody out there, that are already doing this, those books are for them, but our world has changed. And what was interesting is, how we've talked about for women in the workplace now, that so many, and this is true for me, I went to college, knowing that a better education would get me a job in a position that was solid and great, which it did. My kids, I thought if they get a good education and I'm willing to pay for it, that was one of my dreams and goals. I'm paying for college educations, that they would come out with an education and have a great job. And before that was true, today, a lot of people are going for a great education and they come out with a great bill. And they're working for minimum wage or 10, 12 bucks an hour somewhere, maybe not even in their career. They lose hope and they've got a huge bill. They've got college debt at $60,000 to $80,000. They're paying college payments, $400, $500, $800, $1,000 a month. So needless to say, as we talked about, they're living with a relative, a friend, a lover, whatever. I shouldn't have said that. Whatever, a partner, or in their parents' basement because they're trying to help them get established. And they're age 18 to 35. They have a college education. They've done everything right. And they're eating cereal for lunch and trying to figure this out working for someone else. So TD Jake's goal in this is that, you know what? Instead of working for someone else, why not work for you? So, oh my gosh, his stuff had nothing to do with Mary Kay, and yet everything to do with Mary Kay, because that's who we are. We're offering women to be an entrepreneur. Instead of working for someone else, work for yourself. You know, if you're making 10 bucks an hour, add it up. An average party, which we can't say averages, but if you hold parties, you're going to sell 200, 250, 300, you make half. How many hours? If you have a $200 party and you make 100, that's 10 hours at $10 an hour. You know, and so if you're not working those 10 hours for someone else and probably not choosing when you work and how you work and all that kind of stuff and getting frustrated, you could hold 5 parties a week, and even 5 smaller parties at 200 is $1,000 in retail sales. That's still 500 income a week. And in there are your team members would start your commission checks, 4 to 13%. So not to jump ahead, but you know, I did a workshop as part of our training for Reds when I was out in Colorado Springs. And one of the things that I showed, you know, which many of you have heard before, but we just wrote it out: consultant income if you're building a team versus director income if you're building a team. And if you're a consultant, like I always think when I was teaching, I would want to know, as a high school PE and health teacher and coach, how could I make the most money in this position? Now, as a teacher, they didn't have, oh, you can make money here and reorders and this way and that way. It's like you get a paycheck. But if you do extracurricular activities like coaching, like I had volleyball, track, and cheerleading, the problem is they were so low pay that it was a joke. I mean, I think I got $225 for taking on the cheerleaders, which I gave my soul to. But I enjoyed it, okay? But it wasn't anywhere near any kind of hourly anything. Even football coaches, they make it a couple thousand, which is nice, but they give their soul, you know, from August to November into this team. So usually it's not about the money. So in Mary Kay, when we have all these different ways to make money, like through the classes and facial sale of product, the reorders, and then you have team commissions, 4 to 13%. Then you have bonuses, even as a sales director on new qualifieds, 50 bucks a piece, and on and on and on. So I'm not going to go through the details, but you can check that with your director, or write it out, or call me and I'll go through it with you. But my example, since right now our car program, you can go on Target with 5,000 wholesale between you and your team, and 5 or more active. You have to finish with 16 active team members plus you. This is the car program, and 23,000 wholesale total, okay, including your orders and your team orders. So what I said was, basically, the car program is based on a 4-month qualification. You can earn it in 1 to 4 months. So if you take that 23,000, so I don't want to overwhelm you, but you can write down 23,000, divide by 4 months, that averages 5,750 a month. So to make it easy, I said, let's shoot for 6,000. So that's the example I wrote out. So if you and your team are going to do 6,000, I said, be honest, if you're going for this, you probably need to make sure you're selling enough to do 1,000 wholesale. Now, really, to get all your 13% and all the benefits, you really only need to do 600 wholesale a month. But if you're selling products, if you're holding 6 to 10 parties a month, if you're reaching out to 30 faces plus a month, you will sell enough to divide your money and still have profits plus 1,000 wholesale. So out of that 6,000, my example, just for the record, was you doing 1,000 as the consultant and your team doing 5,000. I won't go into details, but just so you know, you got at least 5 order 225 or more, and you place your 1,000, that added up to 6,000. Your commission check with 13% on your team, you don't get paid on your own order, 13% on your team. And in my example, because to do this, you probably are bringing in some new qualified people. If you brought in 2 qualified in that month, so right now in the month of November, you work and sell, place 1,000 wholesale, your team, wherever it is, goes from 0 to 5 or more, and they add up to 5,000 or more. And in there are your new qualifieds. And I said 2, one came in like an 18 or 24, maybe one came in a qualified, whatever. So you got 2 $50 bonuses in there, because once you have 5 active on your 4th person, 4th active, you start getting $50 bonuses for every qualified team member. See, Mary Kay puts money where growth is. When you ever look at where they pay extra, it's where growth is, because it grows your business, it grows your income, it grows your confidence, it grows you. So with that example, you take that 5,000 times 13%, you get $650. With the 2 qualifieds, $50 each, that's another $100. You get $750. Would you be excited about a $750 love check? Actually, it's probably direct deposited in your account or your pro pay, depending how you line things up, or maybe it's a gift card, a cash card. $750, not counting your profit on your sales, but just what your team's doing. But I just want to tell you, if you're a sales director and you do that exact same thing, your profit, or excuse me, your commission check is $2,230. Exact. That's a 300%, just shy of 300% increase. And the deal is, you get the same 13% check on your team. Instead of $50 bonuses for those 2 personals, you get 100. So it's 200 instead of 100 on those 2 people. Plus, on that team that you did, and in your unit, you would get another 13% on all of that. And starting at 5,000 in production or more as directors, we get bonuses, and they go up 100 every 1,000. So at 5,000 production, you get 500. At 6,000 production, which was our example here, you get a $600 bonus. At $10,000, you get a $1,000 bonus. My highest when I was a sales director still was 48,000 in wholesale production. I got a $4,800 bonus just on my production, in addition to my commission. Okay, so the sky's the limit. Now they don't even have a limit on it. So in that example, and I won't lay it out here and take any more time with that, but I will, or I can, or your director can, you go from $750, you guys, to $2,230, and that's not counting your sales and reorders. Is it worth it to you to step up to leadership and directorship? I hope it is, because that's what we're hoping for you. But in any of this, even if you just want to be your best consultant, does it feel good to make great money, to meet your team members, to service your customers, to meet new clients and add to your customer base to make it 50, 100, 300? How many customers would you like? And have $750 because you're working your business and getting commissions on your team? That's still really great money. You see, most households today, if they brought in an extra $500 or $800, it would make a huge relief on their budget, a huge expansion, a huge, it feels so good, especially going into Christmas. So you guys, we have the golden nugget here if we just believe in ourselves and share. Okay, so the last thing I mentioned, the interview between Stephen Furtick and TD Jakes. And so this is a YouTube video. You can go on YouTube. And I'll be honest with you, I was referred to it through our NSD Boxer. I love the International because we get such great sharing of amazing mind things to help you think bigger. And so it's passed on to me, but the big red flag that I didn't listen to it right away is it's an hour and 44 minutes. And I thought, yeah, not right now. I'll come back to that. And then people who had listened to it came on, they go, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So what I did was, since it's on YouTube, I put it on my phone, and while I was driving, I just plugged it in and it played on my phone like I would be listening to a CD or another iPod or whatever. So you guys know how to do that better than I did. And I just started listening, and even though I was driving, I couldn't take notes at the time. I just heard so many amazing nuggets and so many things that related to Mary Kay. I think it's the best use of an hour and 44 minutes, even if it's in increments. Then I listened to it again when I drove up to Milwaukee to get my plane, which is about an hour and a half trip. I plugged it in, so I heard most of it again. I heard some of it coming home. I was driving home late Saturday night. I plugged it in again because I just thought it was that quality. So if you trust my recommendations, I would listen to it. So I wrote a couple notes because I don't want to go, we're already almost a half hour here, but a couple things that really resonated with me and how I think it can make a difference for you as you work your Mary Kay business in the month of November. So he talked about, oh my gosh, he talked about so many things, but he talked about how that God has planted seeds within all of us. And I think of this especially, of course, for us, for women that are entrepreneurial. But we don't know that. And he said, until someone's around and they get the right fertilizer, the right cultivation, that they won't know that. And I thought of myself, I was a PE teacher and health teacher, and I'd finished my master's degree and I was doing good and I was fairly happy, but I did kind of was like, is there something more here? And if my mom hadn't, been in the World Book field and called me, and then as I got in this, it will show up. Like some women still like that job, and I just felt more and more sold out on Mary Kay. I fell in love with it. And so the fertilizer of my sales director and the company, the cultivation of what we do for each other. So it's not your job and my job to plant the seed within the person. We're not trying to knock them out and drag them into Mary Kay. No, God has already planted that seed and the destiny within them. But when we start watering it with love, with openness, with asking questions, with listening to them, with sharing with what Mary Kay has to offer, and does that match to some of the things they're looking for, all of a sudden they can sprout their seed and they can burst into, just come alive. And so, and he gives lots of examples, so it's so worth listening to his words. But what I loved is that we, as that nurturer, as that friend, we are the fertilizer and the cultivator. God provides the seed. The other thing that and I've talked about this so many times, but he talked about, as I mentioned earlier, so many people when they get done with this education that they don't have a great job. And here in Mary Kay, we have MK University. They sign up and buy a starter kit, and they have a university worth of free training and ongoing. And what our company does that goes above and beyond. The other thing that he talked about is he said, I love this line, you might want to write it down. He said, your miracle is never in what you have lost. See, many of us that went to fall retreat, we heard about limited beliefs, and I don't have time to unpack that. But limited beliefs are anything that's stopping you. And the bottom line is it's not conscious, it's subconscious. So when you're not moving ahead, reach out to your director, reach out to me, reach out. Let's have a conversation around it, because so many times it's something in the back of your mind. And Julia Burnett shared with us that she was recruiting like crazy, and then she recruited a lot for one of her team members who was upset. She wrote her a terrible email the next day after a kickoff party, all mad that she had recruited 3 people for her, and you'd think that she'd be excited. Basically, she's almost in a red jacket, but this was a new consultant that kind of had a negative attitude, and she thought, she's just taking away my good customers. Those people were going to buy from me, and I would have made more on the front end, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, in that email, she really hurt Julia's spirit. And Julia, she doesn't have a negative bone in her body. She would never have had the intention of taking away. I mean, to build a team member to us is amazing. But that hurtful email stuck with her. And she, not consciously, but subconsciously, stopped recruiting. She went from a top recruiting unit to almost nothing, to just pulling back for not 2 days, not 2 weeks, not 2 months, but 2 years. So you guys, if you think there's something, if you're not moving ahead, plug into your director. Let's answer those questions, because his point here is your miracle is never in what you have lost. Maybe you've disappointed. Maybe you had someone that started their Mary Kay on your team and then they quit. Or maybe someone left you a negative, like Mary Kay just doesn't work. Well, guess what? You know what? A gym doesn't work either. If you're gonna lose weight and get in shape, you go to the gym and you work it. Signing up for the gym does not make you get in shape, okay? You have to show up and work it, and that's how our business is too. But people can easily say a comment that maybe makes a crease in our brain that stops us from something, from sharing, from moving ahead. So again, his line is, your miracle is never in what you lost. It's in what you have left. So it doesn't matter what you have in front of you, he said, stare at it, look at it. God gave you the opportunity. What can you do with it? What can I possibly do with this business, with this makeover, with this new cellulose mask, with these new lipsticks, with these new, what can I possibly do it? That was an aha to me. And he said, yeah, we've all lost stuff. But he said, it's what you have left. Like, guess what? Those 5 loaves and 2 fish was a miracle. And we all know, that situation with Jesus on the hill, and that a crowd with no food and they're starving, and what they gathered together was 5 loaves and 2 fish and the miracle of feeding the 5,000. And that's true with what we have today. So a reminder of one of my favorite Bible verses is that God is able to do immeasurably more than I could ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work in us. And you guys, I'm asking for that. And I challenge you to do the same. Do your miracle mornings. Make you in the best shape you can be, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. And of course, that will breathe into financially, more than I could ask or imagine. So every day, that's what I'm doing. I'm asking for more than I can ask or imagine. Can I just share this with you that October, as it was looking, and in the end, I'm traveling or whatever, and things came through that were like more than I could ask or imagine. And I found myself going, wow. And then I went, but you've been praying for that, Carol. Don't you have faith? I mean, aren't you? I was so grateful, but it was a reminder that as we pray in faith, that those prayers are answered. And I was so grateful. And we're going even for more as we go forward. So you guys, to be honest with you, I have pages of this and we're running out of time. So I'm going to wrap this up. But one of the last things I want to share as far as the interview from Stephen Furtick and T.D. Jakes is he said, if you honor where you are with your best efforts, even if this isn't it, it will lead to it. Sometimes it's not the exact facial or party or that one person, but as you keep going, that person leads to that person. And sometimes the evidence isn't right in front of you, but as it happens, as you continue to dress up and show up and have a great attitude and be a servant leader, things happen. And so many times it's a relationship that how you treated someone today shows up 6 months later, a year later. Someone said they had a facial with you and you were so nice, even though it was supposed to be a party and 8 people and you got there, no one was there, and you were just so nice. Those little things that you do to just be of a servant leader makes such a difference. And you guys, I've gone back to my scrolls. I've gone back to The Greatest Salesman in the World, that little book. If you haven't, we did it through our coaching a while ago. That's one of those things that can really help you if you're trying to regroup. Grab that book. It costs about probably $5-7. The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino, and it has scrolls, okay? Things that you repeat to yourself. So I'm just taking the first 3. If you read the book, its suggestion is that you take the first one and you read it every day for 30 days. And then you go to number 2. And so you can do that, especially if you're new to it. But since I've done it before, I've decided just to take the very first 3, and I recite them to myself at least 3 times, morning, noon, and night. And the first one is, today I begin a new day. I begin a new day. And see, no matter where you are or what you regret, or if you're excited and on a roll, today I begin a new day. The second one is, I will greet this day with love in my heart. And the point is every facial, every phone call, before you do anything, you recite that, I love you. Under your breath, it's like a whisper of, I love you. I love this person. I love what I do. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And it kind of talks about that in the book. So they will feel your aura before you even get in their space. There's a difference when you need something, even if it doesn't come as bad as my face looks, that feeling comes out if you're coming across desperate instead of, I love you. I'm trying to see if this is right for you or not. And I would love for you to be part of my card team and what we're doing, but it's only if it's right for you. It's just that feeling that comes. Not that you have to say those words, but that feeling is we're looking at what's best for them. And the third one isn't the last one. So last one I'm doing now, but there's 10 scrolls, is I will persist until I succeed. So here's the day. If today is a brand new day, you approach it with love in your heart and you're going to persist till you succeed. I think we got it. I think we got it. I think we got it together. All right. So lastly, So we got the biocellulose mask. We got the starter kit that they extended, right, with the 2 free masks. That's 46 free. Not going to happen anymore, you guys. Who are you not going to share with that they get the 2 free masks? And then maybe you want to order some extra masks and do some free things with some of those. You know, there's all kinds of offers that way. We have the new lipsticks and the exciting things that you can order on the 10th or the 15th, depending if you did PCP and were a star or not. And then, of course, your decision to be all in, to earn your bracelet, to be a part of our Gold Circle success, to be a part of your unit of our 300 bookings. How many are you tonight? You know, some of you are listening to this tonight, right away on Sunday night. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like taking time Sunday nights to, you know, to do my business, but once a month, this is important to me to reach out to you. And I know some of you may be listening to it later in the week, but are you all in on these 300 bookings as we go together for Gold Circle? Front end bookings, and then work with your director on bookings from bookings and the exciting things with the beauty experience and all that we have happening here. So let me just double check my quick notes of everything that I wanted to share. The cell bracelet, the holiday season, the 300 bookings, 72 faces, 6 to 10 DIQs. That's our goal. I don't know if I said that out loud. We have 2 currently, of course. We already mentioned Nadine and Jerlene, but of course we want 6 to 10, and my goal is really 10 in the system at all times. So who else is going to join our DIQs and directorship? Remember, right now, when you finish your directorship by December 31st, you're invited to leadership to join us in Atlanta, and your registration is paid for. Oh my gosh. You'll also get to attend our Poplanta party, which is a really exciting party as a brand new sales director with your senior. And of course, I'll be there. So there's so much going on, so much to be grateful for. You guys, our November, I feel will be our best ever if you all are all in. Are you all in with this Lawler area pride? I think you are. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all that you did in October and all that you're excited and pushing and working in November with this holiday season. We have the golden nugget. We have what women are looking for. When I listened to that interview, again, with Stephen and TD Jakes, and all the stuff he talked for was exactly the same thing we are offering. His whole point was that right now, to be your own CEO, to put, if you're willing to work, if you're not willing to work, forget it, okay? I'm saying lazy's ugly, what can I say? But if you're willing to work, then being an entrepreneur is it. And in Mary Kay, when you start your business for $100 with a 46 free and 2 masks extra, and you are a top 5 global company, #1 in direct sales, who can do that when they open their own business, you know, by themselves? They can't. In a business that offers skincare and color and beautiful holiday gifts, you guys, we are in the right place at the right time. So let's rock it out. Let's go crazy. Thank you for joining me, and I challenge you. I can't wait to hear from your directors. How many of you have booked like crazy? How many bookings do you have? Now, again, we're giving you till tomorrow. So by the 6th, next month, it's by the 5th of the month to be held in November. Any facial, double face, party, beauty experience on the go, selling appointment to be held in November. You guys rock it out. I love you so much. We are the Gold Circle. Amazing. Lawler National Area. Woohoo! Let's go. Bye-bye.